Alright, on this episode of In the Shop, teammate shows up. We try to pull the tank from that car because fuel pump died and we're going to do a surge tank. Make sure to watch us make a mess of it, I guess. Goofy boys. Yeah, there's like no drain plug on this at all. Okay, where's the filler neck? Okay, oh, okay, the filler neck goes in the top. So the big hole is on the top, so that's good. Okay, so the two straps is that. It's gonna lose fuel from the pulling. It's just been pressurized. Pro tip: don't do that. Yeah. I was gonna say, is that part of my problem? That one should just go like... Wow, that one's like almost off already. I think if I just... So how many are there? This is 2? 3. 1, 2, 3.
So 2 pickup, 1 return.
On that side?
No, just in total.
Oh, yeah, there's a vent tube and then some in return. Okay. Well, these are easy to get to at least. I want the drop mount for it, for that side. It like swings it way down lower so it actually stays at the, because this angle is not optimum for one of these. That end needs to be lower. Okay. Alright. Okay, so. What, are they just like the pinch ones? Alright, so, pro tip, not pro tip, whatever tip, it's what, 14s? Yeah. 14s for the tank strap bolts, and then there's 3 clamps you have to undo to get the 3 fuel lines off. And then, we're going to have to figure out what to do about the filler neck. Oh wait, no, the filler neck's just, filler neck is attached to the tank, it's not attached to the car, at least on mine, so I can just...
What are we going to do? Do you have a drain pan? I'd like to get something that'll catch the fuel that comes out of the hoses, as opposed to on my own.
I think you can actually no, I agree. Wow, these clamps are like...
Actually, maybe Ziploc bags.
Finger strength sucker. These lines are either new or really old, and I can't tell. I'll let you do it.
Let's get some.
Hang on, they're not. It's not. I like how that's confidence inspiring. I don't think it's gonna put gas in your eye. Just trust me.
You have a camera here for an angle. That's a good idea.
Okay, I think that's an okay angle. And then I guess you guys can tell me in the comments.
I mean, if we see it in editing, oh boy, that it's garbage, then, well.
Well, they can hear us talk.
Yeah.
Listen to the soothing sounds of our voice.
ASMR.
Sandra's really into those. I'm like, they're weirdly sexual. Especially the pickle eating ones. Have you seen those? They're like, I'm gonna eat this dill pickle now. It's like, you can't sit there and tell me with a straight face that that is not some kind of weird fetish.
It's free real estate.
God damn it. You suck.
Yeah, I know.
And well, I'm told. To court Judge Decay. That's like my favorite comeback. I remember what the context was. Somebody just said you suck. And it was like, and well, I'm told. And it's like, damn, son. This one just does not want to come off.
Get some pliers. Half of them. Some of them ply boys.
I don't happen to know where my pliers are. That's the problem.
Well, shit.
I still haven't like unpacked like half my tools.
Oh god, that one. Yeah, this one's.
It's like full open.
Pun completely intended. This thing's hosed.
Lol. Wow, so we're going A in fittings on all this crap.
Or we could just try pulling it off like it is.
Yeah. kind of need a flathead, actually. Wow, okay.
My car might have.
Lean that way. Like, or no, like scoot.
I can't, there's an exhaust in my way.
Okay, well, wow, that exhaust is low.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, look back there where the hanger's supposed to be. It's just not there anymore.
Yeah.
That's probably why I busted the gasket, because there were 2 on there.
Well, yeah, because, I mean...
It shifted a shitload, that's what happened. I apologize right now for how loud my voice is going to be, because I just realized the camera's right next. Let go, you dumb bitch.
I feel like we've said that several times in the past couple of months.
Okay, I can't tell if it's like... What is going on here? How far does that go in there? That's what she said. Yeah, do you have like your knife on you?
No, it's at Philip's house. I left it there during the engine swap.
Well, why did you do that?
Because I'm an idiot.
What's Philip gonna do? You know what? We should just cut these because I'm gonna replace them anyway.
What are we gonna cut them with?
Smart ass. There's some big ass scissors.
Hey, go check my car. I might have a flathead. Wait, did I put my tools?
Why is this Panard bar ruining my life right now? Find out at 7.
That is rusted on there.
Okay. Man.
That's an uncomfortable angle, if there ever was
I have
one.
an idea. Yeah.
Hey.
Here. Give me. You need a flathead.
Feel about as useful as a cock flicker with lollipop right now.
Hey, to some people that's really good. It is. Tell me I'm wrong.
You sound like you're talking from experience.
Okay.
Some people were talking to us like, oh, you could have, why did you take all this stuff out? You could have totally started. Like, no, you couldn't
no,
have.
you couldn't have. That would have been, I mean, you could have for about 30 seconds.
You could have tried for about 30 seconds. You would have struggled. The brown one, that one would have started, I feel like.
My only worry about that one was the guy said it was an ECU problem, which could be any number of things.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, you drive a Mini. You know, once it turns into an electrical issue, it's...
Oh, it's catastrophic.
It becomes basically impossible. So I can't cut this the rest of the way because it flexes too much unless you're willing to, like, hold it while I try to cut it.
Oh, sure. Can you see?
Yeah. These just, like, they're sticky so they don't open and close very easily, part of it.
Camera's getting a great angle of my forearm here.
Yes. So what we're doing right now is we're cutting the fuel line that runs to the top of the tank, which I'm assuming means it's the return line, because it's returning fuel. I'm so good at explaining things. Okay, you know what? We're just going to have to let that one rest until we can...
Get the rest out of the way.
Because once we start pulling it down, it'll help.
Yeah.
Good part is I believe the system is now depressurized.
Knock on wood.
Because that sprayed pretty hard. Which is what she said.
This was the one I'm scared about because it's pointed directly at my dome.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh boy.
Get out from under the car.
No!
Oh, good GoPro.
Oh god, that's on me.
Okay, quick. Shit.
Fuck. Oh god. Your dick's
Okay.
in my head.
We need to find something because that's...
Moving fast.
Yeah. The problem is it's so low I don't
Jerry can. Or wait, that That bottle over there, is that empty? No. Can it be?
Hold on. This one is, and this small one is. Bottoms up. Okay, so I know the camera can't see it right now. Let me grab it. I think. Ah! No, go in the hole. Fine. Man, can you go?
I chugged the rest of this one.
No, go over there and get the other small ones and make sure they're in. Yeah. Damn it.
Damn it.
Okay, so that was a mess. As you can see right now, I cut the line that apparently has all the gas in it. It's in my armpit and it's cold. We had to sprint to find a can. We're just gonna kind of let it bleed off for a second. I hope GoPros are gas proof. Right here. Kind of a nice little peaceful transition shot. Well, I already took one shower today. I guess I'm taking two.
Same.
Is that like close to running out at all?
It's still a consistent stream.
Well, the good part is it's at least not on top or on the bottom of the tank, so it's not going to be all however many gallons either.
Yeah. I feel like this was actually the feed line.
Yeah, it was. God, I can't believe my exhaust came. Like, look at the clearance. It's like 2 inches.
I can't believe I just chugged half the beer in like 5 seconds.
That explains why this. Well, actually, look at that. It's pretty solid without that in there.
Yeah, but even still, it probably needs to be up higher.
Yeah, it probably does.
It wouldn't hurt you.
Well, the problem is if as soon as I start trying to raise that, it puts pressure on that joint up there, and that's why it keeps breaking the gasket. That's why it needs a flex joint, or I need to go over the axle. Because if I go over the axle, if you look at it, every part except like back here has decent ground clearance. Because like right where the hanger is,
yeah,
that's where it starts to kick down. If you look at it, and then it comes really low right here, and then comes back up. So if I went from basically, I was thinking I'll cut off the flange there and just rebuild it and have it go up and over. Because then it's still going to be low, but it's not going to be 2 inches off the ground.
Yeah.
Because if you start putting arrow on the back, it's going to pull it down. Oh yeah, that got in my armpit. I smell fantastic. The good part is the gas is relatively clean. It's not like browned or like rusty or anything.
And also good news is that it evaporates quickly, so it's not
Yeah, that'll all dry. I mean, like all this is drying up already. Just do not light anything.
What it says is he's lighting up a cigar.
But it's still dripping.
It's not even dripping, it's just going.
I mean, I guess I could get it under there and cut it the rest of the way so it just does its thing faster.
Yeah, but right here I actually have it under control, kind of.
Okay, so while this is still bleeding off gas here, I'm going to cut it the rest of the way while we have a can in place, just so we can... Hang on, I'm going to just turn off the GoPro.
Yeah.
Alright, so it's still draining. I'm going to cut the other line in the hopes of making that one stop, because my crazy theory is we will equalize the pressure between the two sides of the pump. Let's hope this works, instead of making it dump 10 gallons of gas on my driveway even faster. I'm glad I'm doing this for my parents right here. Okay, this one's not leaking. I mean, it is just a hair, but it's not like that one.
Spray and pray.
that one, woo, that's a fun story to tell. That one's dripping just a bit. Okay, that one's cut completely. Okay, so I cut through the other line, and I think it made it drain out faster on the other side. Ow.
Alright.
Yeah, right. So I've got calluses. Alright, well, I'm gonna turn the camera off because this is boring. I said I'm gonna turn the camera. The angle helped quite a bit on that one. Apologize for my hand there. Apologies again. But now I'm gonna hold it while he tries to undo the other one, so we hopefully don't get crushed by a gas tank, which is roughly 2 gallons lighter than it was, so that's an upside, I guess. I just gotta try not to bend the strap. I thought I loosened it a minute ago, but
it's not. Here we go. Once I took some weight off of it, it's better.
Hang on, give me 1 second. Use a little jack. I'll let you explain why we use wood.
So you use wood because wood is soft. At least it's softer than the tip of the jack. And it also distributes the load more evenly. So you have the jack underneath here, which will take load off the bolt, making it easier to turn. And also it just prevents the tank from, you know, crushing me while I'm underneath it, which is always a plus. So I have about 3 clicks of clearance right here, so as it gets lower, it's going to be easier for me to actually take this off. But
this piece of wood, it's a little big, but it'll do.
It'll work.
Honestly, bigger it is, better, just because it's the weight.
Yep.
So, but we're going to basically use it to hold up this end of the tank, and you want to make sure it lifts level. This trick actually also works if you're doing stuff such as engine mounts, and you don't want to crush your oil pan into oblivion. Is that making it easier over there?
Yep.
Yeah, that's as high as it goes. So.
Perfect.
Quick little update off the GoPro. Got Brendan under the car working on getting a bolt off because my arms got tired. You can actually see the GoPro right there filming him. But we're trying to hurry because it's Oklahoma and it's probably about to storm pretty bad. So it looks like our first night of doing this is going to be just getting the tank out and getting the car back in the garage where it's safe. There we go. Is that better?
Yeah.
Because I noticed it was starting to tip off your pipe as I can go, man.
Alright.
Good hand.
Thank you. Yeah. I don't like having a big head or a big nose.
You're good, you're almost there. Okay.
I'm a snack.
Okay. And now, if you will lower that in slowly.
Come on, Jack. There we go. Ready?
Yeah. Okay.
3.
It's actually not, I mean, it's not horrible. Actually, it ain't happy. Boop! Goes right back where it's supposed to. See? These are, yeah, they're like spring steel. Just go back. Okay. Well, that's it for right now. That's how you get the tank out without a lift in your driveway. So the next step is going to be pulling the fuel pump out of here and then installing bulkhead fittings and a surge tank, and I'll show you guys how to plumb all that in. So that's it for tonight. Alright, it's been a while since we filmed the first part of this video, dropping the gas tank out, but teammates here again. I finally have a job and I have money. So I bought a surge tank and a new intake pump and an external pump, and we're going to show you how to install it. This installment at night, as you can see, is mostly going to be filmed in the trunk because that's where our light is, and it's going to be just getting this kind of bolted in and then getting the bulkhead fittings done, and then we'll make the lines and go from there. So yeah, we're going to gather up some tools and then we'll hop in there and get started. Alright, so the tools for putting this bad boy in, we've got my favorite drill ever. Don't know the model, but it's DeWalt and it puts holes in everything. With a star bit because I'm too lazy to actually measure out the size of the holes. And then a Sharpie because mark before you drill. So, picked this spot because it's out of the way because I'm eventually going to put a battery roughly behind where the camera is. And just in case something goes wrong, I want the fuel as far away as possible. And then we basically just pick somewhere that's level and won't have me drilling through the frame rail. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark these holes out and get to putting holes in my baby. And I don't have safety glasses here, so disregard that part. Alright. So the bolts we went with are M8, if I remember correctly, which I can find them in this bag. Yeah.
Did we test with those?
We went M8, and we're about to test with them and hope they're right. We're so good at this.
You know, you always,
That's actually, okay, that's
perfect.
Actually like a perfect fit.
Alright, go us.
Ow! Fuck me ass, god damn it. Okay, ignore that. I just hit my head on the truck because I'm a dingus.
Cut twice, measure once. Just remember that.
Yeah, so M8 is roughly, actually pretty much the first one, which is a 1/4 inch. So, 1/4 inch hole if you're mounting an eBay surge tank. And if you make fun of me for eBay, I will just tell you it has no moving parts and it's a box. It's kind of hard to mess that up. I'm pretty sure anybody can weld a box. Also, race cars are brought to you by beer. Don't forget that. That's lesson number 1.
Project length can be determined in exactly how many beers you have.
Alright, so we're going to drill this, and I'm going to crawl under the car and make sure this is somewhere I can actually get to. Because I don't want to... My fear is drilling into it, and it's like right in the center of the frame rail, and there's no way to like get a bolt on it. Oh, we lost the bit. The bit fell out.
Oh boy.
My bad.
Let me see if you're actually drilling anywhere useful inside of it.
Okay, let's make sure that's big enough for the... Nope. Okay.
A little bit further.
1/4 inch. I lied. It's not in fact big enough.
You actually, hey, you lined it up like kind of perfectly.
Neat.
So, good job.
Okay, so you're gonna go up to 5/16. Just one step bigger. You don't want a lot of play because the whole point of the surge tank is a steady fuel supply. So you want this just big enough for the bolt to like move your finger. Dick.
Perfect.
Okay, so that's
And accessible too.
it's an ideal fit. So now that we know that that's the right size and at least one of the holes is in the right location, we'll go ahead and drill the other one and make sure. So if you're building an 8.6, it turns out that pretty much right up against the wheel arch on the driver's side is the perfect spot for a 2-bolt install on the surge tank. I need something to clean that hole with because it's a little messy. That should be, I think I went down 2 steps.
No, it's a little too small, I think.
Okay, alright, so I'll clean it up. And if you're ever wondering on videos of me drilling why I kind of like tap the bit a couple times, I've learned with these star bits, especially from Harbor Freight, that helps set it so it doesn't wander as much. Both. So, now the next step, you guys aren't going to see my face like all in this video, which is probably good because I look like crap today.
Today and every day.
Shut up. Nobody asked for your opinion.
I did.
So, I went ahead and got locking nuts and locking washers because I don't want this thing coming loose ever. And then something that I went ahead and did to give myself peace of mind, because the tank is aluminum, car is obviously steel. I got some rubber washers. You can see those there. They're not very thick, but they're just to isolate it, because it has happened, and I've seen it, where aluminum touching steel will over time have like this weird chemical process where it'll start corroding. And especially with this being fuel related, I definitely don't want that to happen. So we're gonna put just one of these each on each bolt hole just to kind of raise that off the car body. It's nothing too crazy, it's just something I'm doing for safety, because I'm gonna have this car for a long time. So, but now I'm gonna go grab a socket and we'll cut back to it once we're putting it in, I guess. And we're back. Okay, so Somerville's under the car there, and I got my rubber wash. Okay, hang on. There's not a lot of room, so this is hard to explain stuff. So basically, rubber washer is gonna go over the holes, but it's easy. It's gonna be easier to. You got your surge tank. Go ahead and just hold the rubber washer and put the bolt through it, so you can go ahead and get one side pretty much like in there and lined up, and then you grab your other bolt, get everything lined up. This is just a real kind of finicky process, because obviously
Space is limited.
86s are not big cars. Alright. Are they both poking through down there?
Yeah, they're both poking through.
Okay, so got that isolated. Do you have the socket on them so I can go ahead and start tightening?
I'm trying to get them like finger tight, or just at least on, like threaded on. It's just kind of hard to do with one arm being outside of the car.
That's fair, yeah. Do you want me to tighten or you to tighten?
You tighten. I don't have enough room.
Okay. So basically he's under the car holding the nut on with another socket so I can tighten it from up here. As you can see, when I wiggle it, it only wiggles a little bit back and forth, and that's just because it's only got mounts on the sides. But now, shiny surge tank is in the car and it's really cool and stuff. So now the next step is going to be drilling down here in the spare tire well. Lift up the camera here. So we're gonna drill about here or so, because this little hump is where the lines come off of the gas tank, and then about where my bag, this bag is where the lines from the front of the car come from. So roughly here is a good happy medium for everything to run, you know, across. So I just hope we have like enough light. Alright, so we're back. I've got an AN fitting here. I went with some from Smiley's Racing here in Oklahoma City, like supporting my local speed shops. So I've got, this is a bulkhead fitting. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to be drilling, get the camera situated here. I apologize for Michael Bay shaky cam for a second, but we're going to be drilling through roughly here-ish, putting these through here so the hose doesn't have to run through the floor and rub. It'll just be connected on both sides. And so they give you nuts that go with these as well. So basically just going to drill a hole, test fit this. If that works, we'll go ahead and drill the other 3 holes and get these in there. And that's pretty much what we're going to call it quits for the night, because I need to figure out if we're going to use the angle grinder or the cutoff wheel to make the hose. So I guess just let's figure out where we want to put it. Alright. Okay. We're going to stack 4 of these. Probably that's as high up as we want to go.
Yeah.
Because then you...
Because eventually that's going to get taken out, so you want to go...
Yeah, eventually that bottom will be cut. Yeah, ignore the rust hole. I'll fix that one day.
It's a Japanese car thing. It just happens.
So here or here?
Let's go a little bit over here more, just because that's where it kind of cuts down some.
Like right here.
Yeah.
Okay. Again.
Guesstimations.
Yeah, none of this is an exact science because everybody's going to install one of these differently. Because obviously, like, if I wasn't going to move the battery over here, I'd probably shove it over there so my hose is, 6 inches long, not a foot running back and forth across the trunk. But because I want to put the battery over there, you just kind of have to take all that stuff into account. So
it's all about planning and foresight.
Well, if we had done foresight, we would have done this a long time ago.
That's true. If we had foresight, we would have done a lot of things a long time ago. But yeah, the importance with a fuel system like this in a car is you're going to be under high G loads.
A lot.
And with future, among other things, and with future, modifications, it's good to have just a constant fuel supply, because without a constant fuel supply, you're going to have what happened to us, which is fuel sputtering mid-corner or just really all over the track. And well, if you don't have fuel, you don't go anywhere. So it's good to invest money and time into kind of planning ahead and getting everything right. Now, how many people do you know have done this on an 86?
There's like one, and I don't think dude ever finished it that I know of.
Yeah, so this is...
Because most people just put a fuel cell.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to mess with that.
These fuel cells are a bit of a pain in the ass.
They're expensive, too. If you want one that won't kill you.
Right.
So, alright, so we're going to go ahead and punch a hole here. My very scientific method of holding the fitting against the drill bit tells me it should be half an inch. We'll find out, though. Find out you screwed up. It's 1, 2, 3. Ow, that was hot.
I think that jumped some.
No shit, yeah, this. Do you have a flashlight? Also, I am sorry that I cursed like a sailor, YouTube.
We all do.
Oh, no, that's actually about right. So the next one should be...
That is an uncomfortable sound.
That is really loud. I'm sorry, because I know the GoPro's audio is already terrible. That's just gonna suck. Ah, oh, damn. Okay, so the fun thing is it's half an inch, but that's neither here nor there. So what's the next step up? Let me see. No, hang on. I need to see on here. Yep. So I can tell the camera. 9/16. So literally like just above. Good lord, that sounds terrifying. And that's perfect.
Man, does this fit shred or what?
What?
The light on me.
Hang on.
I can't see it.
Alright. So, in my infinite wisdom, I was like, oh, let's put it off to the side because that's cool. And then we didn't even think to look at what the shape of the tank was like. And the stock tank basically comes up to here. So, those in the tank will be fighting for space, so we're going to have to undo these, move them up here.
On the plus side,
or even maybe a little further straight, just to be safe.
Yeah, let's use it go a little bit further straight, because on the plus side, we'll actually be using less hose to get there. From the
there will be less hose from there to there, but there'll be slightly more hose under there, but that's rubber hose, which is cheaper, blah, 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 blah. Whatever mistakes happen, figured I would document it so you guys aren't like, wow, they're perfect. It's like, no, we're terrible at things, but
yeah.
I figure extra holes are okay because I'm missing like a giant amount of the spare tire well anyways, so.
Hey, it's weight reduction.
Nature's weight
There
reduction.
you
It's
go.
all, this is an eco-friendly vehicle, guys.
Well, I mean, Mazda has, like, with the gram shaving thing, where
That's true.
they drill out holes in the glass or whatever.
Yeah, we're just drilling speed holes.
Yeah.
Alright, so, with that being said, the next shot, when I come back, will have them put there, and I didn't want to be like, wait, what happened to the first two they drilled? So,
Yeah.
okay, that's that. Alright, so, as I said before, we moved them from here to here, because the tank kind of follows along and then it starts sloping down about here. So we're hoping that those missed it. Obviously, if it didn't, it's pretty easy to
relocate.
take that out, drill a hole, like just move the holes over. But the tank obviously can only go so high right here, so we think we're okay. But we'll find out tomorrow when we put the tank in and see where we go. But that's how you mount the surge tank and get your bulkhead fittings in. And tomorrow we'll be making hoses and putting hoses in, and then we'll do wiring and see if this little race car lives once again. But that's it for now. You'll see us tomorrow and we'll be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Alright, we're back and it's daylight this time. Haha. At least for a little while, because it's Oklahoma and it's about to rain. Woo! Woo! Anyway, so as you saw in the previous segment that was at night, we have the bulkhead fittings and the tank fitted. So what we're going to do now is we're going to fetch the stock gas tank from in the garage, slide it under the car, get it jacked up to the height it should be so we can make sure that we put those fittings in the right place before we go making hose, because it would really suck to make a bunch of hose and then find out that it's too long, too short, whatever, when we move the fittings if we have to. So, yeah, next shot will be us under the car. Yeah. So, I lied, we're not going back under the car first. We're going to put the fuel pump in here so we can go ahead and actually just mount everything.
Yep.
That's the plan? Yeah. So, we're gonna first take the fuel pump that is dead now out, which is these, and they're rusty as hell, and we're gonna hope they don't strip. That started stripping as soon as I said it.
You had to say it.
Are these? Ooh, if I have, okay, pro tip, they're hex heads, so if I have a baby socket, I think we can do it.
Let's go see if we can get the baby socket.
Alright, be back when we have the right. So, favorite tool is cobalt pass-through sockets, because although the 1/4 inch ratchet broke and we need the 1/4 inch socket, if you take the, 3/8 inch one, the small ones actually fit into the 13, and then bing bang boom, you can still use them. It doesn't work if you need the small ratchet for the size reasons, but obviously that's not all part of Texas.
And I'm from the Raleigh part of Texas.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know how that's connected. Oh, this is just. Yeah. We probably should get something to separate.
She also probably.
Yeah. Okay.
You get something to put it on.
Be right back with the bucket. We're back with the bucket, which is Tidy Cat. I'm gonna plug Tidy Cats, maybe they'll give me revenue. Alright, so we just pretty much lift it out of there. What am I stuck on? Ah.
Watch out for the bag. Oh.
So, this is the pump, which in this case appears to be no-name Chinese crap. Yeah, I've got a wall bro to replace it, and that that's part of the reason I was getting fuel problems with my filters. That's all, baby. I'm gonna be kind of pissed if we just get filters.
I mean, hey, you're eliminating the problem.
Good news is the pump, I mean, it's clean. The wiring is pretty good. The rev limiter. So, next thing we're going to do is pull this pump off and get the new one all situated with the filter and everything, so we can go ahead and mark that off the to-do list. So we'll be right back when we've got the parts for that. Alright, so we got the new pumps in here. We gotta remove the old pump from its prison, which means taking off my least favorite things in the world. These like
Suck.
Yeah. OEM hose clamps are. The part is when you're doing the hose, gas is a great lubricant for this kind of stuff, so it just all falls like right off. There's let that hang for a second. So here's the old pump, which, Has no markings on it whatsoever.
And pump.
I don't know if it's like OEM or what.
That filter is nasty.
This filter was junk.
It's definitely some junk.
Did it?
Yeah. Look at the bottom.
You can't even see through it.
No, look at the bottom. Right there is a plate.
Oh. Yeah. So, that's a thing. This is the old pump. Where's the one? I just had it. Also, something you may notice, as I was explaining to my teammate here, this is the old pump, this is the new pump. You might be like, what the shit? The reason being, this is an OEM GZE size pump. Oh, look, there's microphone. This is an OEM GZE size pump, and this is actually, I think Walbro said this is actually for an Integra, like an early 90s Integra.
Whoever needs 90 liters per hour.
Yeah, basically, this one, I think is something, Toyota guys can tell me differently. I think it's like 120 liters per hour, and the stock GTS one is 90. Now, it's still, let's keep this ball on there. Yeah. Is it going to be used? So we need to, okay, so I need isolator and a filter.
The isolator.
Oh, I have the filter. Right, and we're going to put a fresh new filter in. Whatever that is, sounds good.
Probably a Mustang.
That Mustang we saw it kind of like a hotel. Good time. It's a good time.
You know, we saw the goods, the highs.
So, what he was saying is there's basically, like, there's
A
not a
finger's
whole
width.
lot of, yeah, there's a finger's width between the two, so we're not going to really have to cut that much, which is nice.
Yeah. It's best to have overlay on either one.
Yeah.
Because you're going to have clamps on either side, and
Yep.
you need to just make sure it just doesn't go
You don't want it coming off.
Yeah.
Basically what we're trying to say here.
Words and all that stuff.
So, you do clippy clippies. You definitely want it bottomed out.
Yeah.
Just don't want it rattling because fuel pumps, for some reason, are like the most fragile things in the world. They don't like getting bumped. They don't like sucking in air.
They're very simple.
Okay, that looks pretty good. That's all. So now you can see, got the new pump installed. We will add this to the Instagram story. The ground for this harness is like, yeah, that's what you do because the ground for the harness is grounded to the, I don't think it grounds out to the pump, or to the pump frame or whatever. Alright, we're back with wire cutters and stuff. We've moved inside the garage and glued these up. They're a little sticky.
I'm not moving the fan light.
Yeah. If you twist that, I'm going to grab the connectors. Oh, the wire cutters are in here. Oh, you put them in the bag.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we have a connector that Walbro handily gave us, and it's for 16 to 14, which is blue on these printers. So now that we've got these nice and twisted, we simply slide it on, put it in the correct slot, and squeeze the other one. Shit.
Slide it, crimpy.
Yeah, crimp it in the right spot. Well, that's solid enough. It's not gonna like. You're not gonna wiggle around too much. If your fuel pump wiring is wiggling, you've got bigger problems.
Scabiz.
To give it a little tug. Both sides. There you go. Oh wow, the camera's not pointed at that. Oh wow.
Great.
Okay. Well, we'll see it on the next one. Anyways, this is what a successful crimp looks like. You can tug on it. Yeah. Basically, right into the light. That's filmmaking 101. Yeah. So, now comes the fun part where you have to like angle the filter in and then drop the rest of the tank in.
The tank in?
Whatever.
Tankception.
You want to take care to not let any wires get jacked up. Now that dropped in.
And then we'll grab the
Got
screws.
The holes lined up. The screws should be in that box I just set here.
Yeah.
So you know it's been a long day when you see a smudge on your finger and go like, oh shit, there's a spider. Okay. Just gonna get these all started and then we'll
Crank them on.
tighten them down.
Save.
It just basically snug because they're small and old and rusty. You don't have to deal with trying to, you know, deal with one that's like snapped. There we go. That's
Pump installed.
how you install the in-tank pump. So, obviously if you're just replacing your in-tank pump, spread all of those DVDs go over. But if you're installing your in-tank pump, that's where you'd stop. You put it back in the car, hook everything back up, make sure it runs. But because of what we're doing, we've still got to put it back in, run the lines to there, run all the lines in the trunk with AN crap, make sure this pump works, make sure the other pump works. It's gonna be a process, but we'll get there. But that's it for this section, so then we'll cut it at there for fuel pump. Probably let's go ahead and end the episode here. It'll be a two-parter.
All right.
Just decided on the fly. So remember to like and subscribe and all that crap. If you want to see how we finish out the surge tank, check out the next episode.